Hi everyone, welcome to Power Room TV Facebook Live. I'm so excited because we have the incredible Gail here, who is a pioneer in hair products. Gail, tell us about your history.
Well, I started in hair care many moons ago. I was working for a company that made products for the trade, perms, and while I was there, I was working on the education side, advertising, and that led to my meeting John Frieda.
John Frieda. So this is the woman really behind John Frieda, okay? We don't want to make this something like, this is, low-key. It's John Frieda, and we all use the products. Frizzies, which I was saying is a big hit in my house. We can't live without it. This is the woman who's responsible for it. And one of the things that I love about your story is that you really look at hair and how to solve problems.
Yeah, I think necessity is the mother of invention. And I always tell people that if I had really good hair, I probably would not have made 5 cents in my life. But I have the worst hair in the world. It's not curly, it's just horrendous.
I think it looks pretty good.
It's a lot of work. And product now makes it much easier. And that was my goal, to make it easier, to make you be able to look better more quickly, and provide people with products that give you results.
So you're result-driven for the hair industry.
Very problem solution. If somebody has a problem, I want to figure out how to solve it. And it, of course, started with me, with my frizzy hair. I was a woman obsessed.
With the fact that you had frizzy hair,
Yes,
which I think so many of us can relate to, because we have problems, we want to fix it, and especially frizzy hair. I think every woman out there can relate to that. So tell us how you came up with this product.
Well, I was always involved with R&D in the company, because in advertising you have...
What is R&D, just for people out there who don't know?
Research and development. So I was always working with the chemists and trying to understand what made the products work so that I could sell them to the consumer through advertising. So I had a background within the chemistry of hair. And I was looking into different ingredients, and I thought maybe silicones would help with my hair. So when I met John Frieda, he had a handful of products himself that I was helping him, I was consulting with him a bit. But I said to him, and one thing led to another, and the products were very successful, and they were expanded from 16 stores out to 1,000 stores in the UK. He needed a partner, and I said, I'm happy to join you. That was in England, and I would have to move there when I had my 2 kids that were twins, 3 years old. But I said, there's one thing that I need to do. I said, we'll work on your line, but I have this idea for frizzy hair that I really want to pursue. How do you feel about doing a brand for frizzy hair? And he said, I'm in. And that's how it all started.
Wow, so you were really the pioneer who fixed the problem of so many women who had frizzy hair, and men, by the way, because a lot of men use frizzies, which is all over in every supermarket and drugstore that you can find.
And the crazy thing about it was it's a pervasive problem, frizzy hair. Whether you're born with it or whether you color your hair, back in the day you permed your hair. There were probably 60–70% of people who had frizzy hair. There was not one product out there for that hair type, which seems crazy, but the word frizz didn't appear on any single product before frizzies, which is crazy when you think about it, because I called it a blinding glimpse of the obvious, a BGO. I use that term a lot because
that's great.
It's something that it should be really obvious, because at the time skincare companies addressed skincare from soup to nuts. If you had oily skin, you had a whole line. If you had dry skin, a whole line. But in hair care, they never did that.
Right, and I think that's very important for people out there when you say it's glaringly obvious. Yeah. There's so many women out there who have ideas for products, and they really want to figure out how to fix a problem in their life. And I've spoken to so many entrepreneurs who have said to me, if I'm having this problem, I bet there are millions of other women who are also having this problem. You're a great example of that. One of the other things that you've done is you've been revolutionary in women who have roots, who are trying to cover their roots. Talk to me about that product.
Well, we sold the John Frieda company in 2002. And I would never have gotten back into hair care, really, if there wasn't a major problem out there that we were able to solve. So while we weren't able to compete and we were working on other things, I was looking at the office, and we're all getting older, and I started to see the gray line coming down the center of everybody's heads.
The gray streak.
The gray streak, right. And I was thinking, if there was something out there that worked, we wouldn't all be sitting in here like this.
Right.
We should try to tackle this problem, because that would be sort of the holy grail of hair care. If we could actually come up with something that was easy to use, that it wouldn't easily come off, that you didn't have to wet your hair. We had a lot of requirements, and it took us 3 years to develop.
And so what is it that makes it so revolutionary and different than what's out there in the market?
Well, what was out there in the market before were crayons or mascara brushes that were very opaque. They didn't look natural. They would be sticky or gummy. There are sprays out there that you can't really direct. So if you had a little gray hair and you want to spray it, it goes all over. Plus it wets your hair.
Right.
So somebody with hair like mine, I never want to wet it. Once it's blown dry,
That's it,
you know what I mean?
Especially if you're going to the gym or you're sweating, all of that, we've all had those problems. So what does yours do that's different?
So what it does, it's a powder, and it took 3 years to develop to get
You have
the
it here,
pigments.
right? I can go get it and show it to you.
Perfect. Okay. It has a lot of pigments in it, which those sprays and crayons don't have. But the key to it is that it's very precise. You put it on with a brush, you load up the brush, I can show you in a minute, and you dab it onto the gray areas. But the other very unique thing about this that no other product has, if you are going lighter and you're going blonde and you have dark roots,
Which so many people have. We see that all over the city streets here, right? In New
right,
York.
you would need
Everywhere.
peroxide everywhere, right?
It's not just for women with gray hair. It's
That's
every,
right.
Best product ever.
every problem
Thank
right
you.
out there. So
Thank
let's
you.
show me what this is. And this is Color Wow.
This is Color Wow.
Okay, which is
You
your...
can see it's been well used. I actually swear to God, I have it on right now. I use it. The thing about it is when you're in a pinch, it's like the perfect, easy solution. So I didn't have time to go to the salon, believe it or not, even though we have salons ourselves. I didn't get there. You dab this on. Well, you actually really load up the brush. And you use the small end of the brush. And you hold your hair down.
At least you want to go in
You need a mirror. But you
I
just...
I could. I don't know if I have any grays.
You just... Can I
want
do
it
it
to
on
me?
you?
Sure.
Do you
I
know
might
how to
have
spray?
it.
So Elisa's going to come in and we're going to show.
What do you see?
Okay, well, a little
bit.
bit. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little bit of gray here. Can you step a little forward? No, walk toward me.
David, is this a
Hang
close-up?
on, sorry.
A close up
Can
of
you
my
hold
roots.
this? You
Not that one day.
It
Could you hold
really is
this part?
fantastic, this stuff.
Thank you.
All right, you might see
So you
something.
take it and you just dab it. You don't dab. Hang on. I don't know if my arm is in the way, is it?
So I hear that
Hang
Kelly
on.
Ripa uses this.
Yes, she does. She mentioned it when she was on with Anderson Cooper because, of course, they were talking about gray hair with him on. I don't know if you can see,
It's
but
the greatest
wow,
ever. I
it's
use it all the
like
time.
night
Amazing.
and
Look at
day.
that.
I just did that
David,
little
you got a
spot.
close-up of that? It's like, you really see, and it looks so natural.
So natural.
So how did you do
I
that?
love
So you just,
Thanks, Elise.
I mean, I have it, you can't see, but I have it on my hair today. But,
I also use it on my eyebrows. I use it on my
you
eyebrows.
can use it on your eyebrows, and you know, a lot of people do styles where they're pulling up their hair, and especially with dark hair, you can see some scalp. So you just use this to fill it in, and you look like you have much, much thicker hair.
And so what makes this different though? Because I have seen products like this.
Yes.
So why is yours so much better?
Well, this powder, when you have color-treated hair, your hair becomes negatively charged. I don't want to get too technical here, but damaged hair is negatively charged. This is totally positively charged, and it's a combination of pigments, no dyes, and oils, but it's not oily, that causes it to stay on the hair. So just a little quick story. My sister, who we call the Coop, who's really brilliant, but when she works with us, we call her the Coop. She doesn't really care. We love her, but she doesn't care about her hair at all. And she has a major stripe down the center of her head. She's divorced. She was going to Florida with friends of hers, and all single. And she left the office, and as she was running out, I see the stripe. I said, for God's sakes, Lynn, we have this product here. Sit in the chair. You can't go. Anyway, fixed her up. She headed down to Florida. She calls me over the weekend, and she said, you are not going to believe this. So I said, what? I thought she had met somebody. She said, I was swimming all day, and the product is still on my
Wow,
head.
that's amazing.
So you can
That's amazing.
swim in it.
That's
It
amazing.
will not go on your pillow. It's not going to run down if you're, you know, at the gym, or even if you're in the rain. You have to let it settle for about a minute.
Right.
Then you can brush it through if you have any extra on. Just take the brush or a blow dryer and knock it off, and
That's
it will stay on.
See, like, but it's innovation and a really good product. And, you know, your journey to this point has been, you know, you've had to be really brave. You know, we briefly spoke about this in the green room when you said you had two twins, you had twin daughters, that you moved to another country in order to pursue this dream. You were working in the basement of John Frieda. Like, a lot of women entrepreneurs, or women or men in general, think like, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to become a success right away. I mean, it's hard work.
It is hard work. I mean, you have to have a vision, and I always tell people, you really have to kick the tires of that before you start, because you have an idea and you want to believe in the idea, but you really have to try to poke holes in that idea. And once you feel like you've done that, and you've pretty buttoned up your concept, then you just have to go for it, and believe in it, and have the confidence to do it. You have to go after it. I mean, it was daunting, I have to say, for me to move to London with Anne, left her husband, and I mean, they flew back and forth. My husband stayed in Connecticut in the States, and my girls, Nanny and Anne, we all moved into the same house. I had about 80 people reporting to me before I left the company. When I went and started this business with Anne, there was nobody, the two of us in the basement of John's salon with no windows.
Start somewhere.
Yeah, and you just go for it, and if you have a passion, and I know that seems like, you know, everybody says that kind of thing, but it's true. If you have a passion, and I really do have a passion for helping women. I really do. We're always identifying what is the problem out there, and can we really make a difference? And that's really what motivates me, and that's what motivates the whole team.
So for, you know, and one of the things that you've also revolutionized throughout the years, because, you know, we were talking about this too, is the fact that a lot of women are losing their hair and that it's thinning, and you know now that it's because of dangerous chemicals that were in our shampoos, and now you have a line that is paraben free and is very safe for hair.
This is probably, I think it's our biggest discovery. We call it the dirty little secret that's found in shampoos. And what's happened over the years with shampoos is more and more ingredients have been added to shampoos. Conditioning agents, it started with in the late 80s when silicones came around. Silicones got added to the shampoos. Pearlizing agents to make shampoos look pretty were added. All of these ingredients have nothing to do with cleaning your hair.
So it's all for cosmetic purposes?
It's for cosmetic, or it's conditioners. It's for marketing-driven reasons. And initially, it was probably for detangling. But now there are conditioners. You know, back in the day when shampoos were first developed, they were very harsh. And now you have a conditioner to complement that. And the key thing about these ingredients is that they are engineered to stay behind. If conditioners don't stay behind and silicones don't stay behind, they don't work. They're supposed to smooth your hair. They're all great to use, but not in your shampoo, because you massage your shampoo into your head.
Right, so how is this harming people, and why is it making them lose their hair?
Okay, so what we have found is that these ingredients not only can adhere to your hair, but they can adhere to your scalp. So think of little plastics. Your hair is not getting clean, totally clean, when you use shampoos with all of these ingredients. Listen, we made shampoos like that too. This is a new discovery.
But that makes you lose your hair?
So what happens is you naturally lose hair. You can see it in your brush. It falls out. You can see it on your pillow. But it grows back. And new hair growth is soft. It's soft. If you have ingredients left behind in your scalp, it's going to be hard to penetrate through that. So we believe that that's why there is now, over the last 20 years, a massive, it's like an epidemic of not only men, but women losing their hair.
And you said something to me really interesting about, you know, a lot of people say, oh, our life is so much more stressful these days, and that's why we're losing our hair. But then you brought up a really good point.
Yeah, because, you know, everything is attributed to stress. But when it comes to your hair, I said that's ridiculous, because in war-torn countries, everybody would be bald. And you see them with full heads of hair. It's been happening over the last 20 years. Definitely these ingredients are engineered to stay behind. Why would you put them in a shampoo when everything should rinse off?
So what is your product called?
It's just called Color Wow Color Security Shampoo. It's only one shampoo for all hair types. And I, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this, because you know, it doesn't make sense to have those ingredients in there. It's just something that we sort of fell upon because we were wondering, why does color treated hair look dull? And each one of these ingredients lays a film on the hair.
Right.
And so that is dulling, number one. But number two, we thought, this isn't healthy. A shampoo is supposed to not only clean your hair, but clean your scalp and be gentle. This shampoo is unbelievably gentle. It's as gentle as water. It's clinically proven. But it cleans and it leaves nothing behind. And I can't tell you, I mean, I literally give this stuff away to anybody that I see with thinning hair or guys.
Right.
I'm so passionate about it.
Right, and I think we're getting just smarter and smarter about the
Totally.
things that we're putting in our body, on our body. And Gail, as we wrap up, I mean, there's something that you're very passionate about. Tell me about that. You're sharing
Boston Children's Hospital
Yes.
Heart Center. Yes, my twins, one of my twins was born with congenital heart disease. So she's had to have 2 open heart surgeries, one at 8 and one at 13. And you know, you search for wherever is the best place when you have a serious issue with your child. And all roads led to Boston Children's Hospital. They're the #1 pediatric hospital in the world, and they're #1 in 8 out of 10 different disciplines. So of course we brought her up there, and they performed life-saving surgery on her that couldn't have been performed anywhere else with their innovation. So we have an organization called Hair Raising. It's fundraising by salons, the salon industry, for Boston Children's Heart Center.
And how do people go and become involved in that?
You can go onto hairraising.org and you can join. That's very, very important to me.
What a wonderful cause. And Gail, you're an inspiration to all of us. You're definitely a power woman. And we're just so happy that you were able to be here with
You
us
want
today.
to tell people which shampoo they should buy now?
Okay, so the shampoo, there is only one flavor of this shampoo.
What it's called?
Because it is called Color Wow Color Security Shampoo.
And we will definitely be picking that up. Thank
Wait till
you
we-
for
wait till we
joining
get that.
us.
Sorry, what was that? Wait till we get
Oh,
that.
thank you very much. Color Wow Color Security Shampoo. You can get it at Ulta or Fine Salons, or you can go online.
Okay?
Yep.
It's a wrap.
Yay.